punk as a philosophy, and then there's punk as a lifestyle choice. And when it comes to lifestyle choices, I think you have a lot of divisions within the punk scene, you know? I think that for me, in its essence, punk has always been just about thinking for yourself, questioning an authority. And when I was younger, that's what really drew me towards it. You know, I was 13, 14 years old in high school, middle school, getting my ass kicked a lot. And, you know, the previous scenes I had, you know, been drawn to, you know, or whatever, didn't offer any kind of defense against stuff like that. Going into punk rock, it was a way to kind of fight back against the powers that be, or you know, or against the jocks in high school or whatever. I think that then you got into like, okay, I've discovered this world of punk, and for me, living in a fairly isolated place pre-internet, you know, South Florida, where there wasn't an older punk scene, you know, you heard of these bands that were punk bands. They started the scene, you know, whether that's the Sex Pistols or the Clash or the Ramones or whatever. And you discovered these bands, and then it was kind of up to you to invent your own version of punk, because there was no older punk scene to look to. So you dressed the way you thought a punk should dress, and you acted the way you thought a punk should act, which was oftentimes just rebelling against the institutions that you were forced to be a part of, which was school, I guess, you know, or whatever, you know, getting arrested by the cops.
Coming off kind of contrived and pretentious. You're not saying anything, we haven't heard before. You got up in an argument. Oh, you're so lost in modern art, you will lose it all. And you will...
One of the most amazing things initially that I found about punk was that it felt like wherever you went, you had this immediate bond with someone if you could tell that they were into punk. You know, you saw someone wearing a 15 shirt or something like that, you're like, he likes the same music as me. So you felt like you had friends no matter where you went. And it was the moment where you realized, wait a second, oh wait, we aren't friends because friends don't treat friends like this, that was kind of the stunning revelation for me. I remember very vividly, we played a show in Long Island. It was like at a Polish-American hall. It was set up by a 16-year-old girl at the time who was a fan of the band. I think she charged $8 at the door. It was us, the Lawrence Arms, and Communique. We had what, again, I thought were a bunch of friends on Long Island, people that we'd grown up like kind of going to basement shows that they put on or whatever when we came in through there, and who'd come down to Florida and whatever trade shows, you know, stayed at each other's houses type thing. And during the middle of the set, when I thought they were like singing along or whatever, I realized they were really trying to stop us from playing, because we had at the time signed with Fat Records or whatever. Not that we signed, it's just a saying, you know, we didn't sign anything, we just had decided we were putting out our next record on Fat Records. But anyway, so, you know, we finished the show, it was all weird, and came out and found that someone had slashed all our van tires. And it was a rainy night, you know, everyone was pissed for standing there on the side of the interstate, almost, you know, could have possibly wrecked and whatever, changing all our slashed tires or whatever. Anyways, flash forward a couple months later, you know, and we're at this show in New York that we played. It was a free show, and the kid who had slashed our tires came out to the show. I don't know why, to be confrontational or whatever. And so we're having this big stupid confrontation kind of out in front of the venue, which was dumb. It was immature on both parts, you know, like, you slashed our tires, well fuck you, whatever, you know, like stupid shit like that. And I remember looking over to my right and seeing his friend pick up a brick, you know? It was like, and just this moment where it was like, oh, so if something escalates here, if he decides to hit me or I decide to hit him, his friend's gonna bash my head in with a brick. He'll possibly kill me. He'd very well kill me because his friend slashed our tires because we decided to work with a bigger punk label, you know? And it was just at that moment that any of all arguments of kind of like, what is punk? Who's punk? Are you a sellout? Are they sellouts? Type of stuff was just immediately gone for me, and I realized just how full of shit everything was, you know? And that it was basically just children, you know, playing dress up.